And now for the heavyweight Jack Daniels blind battle that I've been waiting to do. Both Jack Daniels, both single barrels, both barrel proof, and both Wegmans store picks. In this corner, Jack Daniels single barrel proof, 134.6 proof Wegmans pick. And in this corner, Jack Daniels single barrel proof rye, 135.5 proof Wegmans pick. I'd be lucky enough to find one of these at one time, but to have both of them at the same time is just amazing. I've had some barrel proofs before. It's the first time I ever had a Wegmans store pick barrel proof. I've had samples, all great. The rye, have never seen this, have never seen it anywhere in New Jersey, let alone a store pick. Finally saw it, grabbed it, reviewed each one great in its own right, and I want you to remember, I am not a rye guy, I've said it before. I think this one is just off the charts, and that is what I call a bourbon drinker's rye. And this just goes without saying just how really, really good this is. Banana Bomb, it's just, these two are just two heavyweights. And I said, let's put them together in a blind. So really quick, Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. We'll call it their bourbon, but it's just, obviously it's their Tennessee whiskey. But all the qualities of a bourbon with the addition of the Licking County process. Barrel House 1-01, barrel number 24-08881, bottling date 9/2024, and non-age dated, we say 4 to 7 years, 80% corn, 8% rye, 12% malted barley. I've seen those rye and malted barley kind of inverted, but I'm pretty sure it's the 8 rye, 12 malted barley. The rye, Barrel House 1-06, barrel number 08999, bottling date 9/30/24, pretty close together. Non-age dated, we think it's at least 4 years, 70% rye, 18% corn, 12% malted barley. Let's pour these in glasses, mix them up so we have no idea which is which, and let's get this heavyweight battle started. Okay, so we have these glasses poured up. I'm not going to look too closely at them. When I did them individually, I had thought that the rye might have looked a little darker, but I did not put them head to head. So I'm not even going to look at the camera, but I got them in glasses, mixed them up, have no idea which one is which. Let's just start with this one. Let's give this a nose. Let's give this a nose. Okay, so right off the bat, just really quickly, I think I'm getting more rye notes on this one. It makes me think that's the rye. By rye, meaning a little more of that rye spice. And this is at a barrel proof level, so it's going to come out pretty sharp. I'm going to say this so far, but the nose, I'll think this is the bourbon, this is the rye. Let's give this one a taste. Cheers. That's so good. Should have water in between it, but I'm just going to go with this. Give this one a taste. Cheers. All right. So on the taste, I mean, I don't think this is going to be a mystery right here. I know which one is which. I'm pretty sure this is the rye. I said that on the nose. The taste confirms it. This is the bourbon. So since we know that, I'm just going to kind of go with that, and then we'll see which one I like. This is definitely the rye. Yes. And okay, so that was easy. There is a clear difference, even at this strength. I like them both, but there's a clear difference between what is we'll call it, we don't want to say bourbon, Tennessee whiskey, but let's just, for this purposes, call this a bourbon, mash bill versus a rye mash bill. There's a big difference. So at that end, we figured out which it is. Now, as far as which I like better, that's what I really want to concentrate on. Since we already uncovered which is which, wasn't too hard. I figured let's try it as a blind, but I kind of figured I'd know which is which. But now let's really kind of see. So I think the rye color is a drop darker. I thought it when I looked at it individually, and I think it might be. So, again, keep in mind, I am not a rye drinker, but in this case, I think this is phenomenal. Let's go with the just the regular barrel proof. We'll call it the bourbon. It's so good. And the rye. Man, head to head, these are just really tough. I mean, see, I'm kind of mixed here because just partially, knowing, I mean, I already knew what it was beforehand, so it wasn't going to be the fact I looked at it. I'm always kind of, partial. I would normally be partial to the bourbon, but the rye has such an interesting taste to it. Gotta be honest with you, it's so close. I'll put it to you this way. This is supposed to be a toss-up, but just the fact, actually, it's that interesting. Let me get them in the correct order now that I know which one these are. The rye and the regular barrel proof. This rye, I mean, I would never think I would ever even give an edge to a rye, but just the fact that it's just so darn interesting, I may just squeak, this might be a squeaker, I might give it to the rye. Now, let's just understand something. These are both single barrels. If I was to have any two, these could be different. Are the results going to be dramatically different? I don't think so. I think I find these single barrels to be pretty consistent. And maybe other distilleries and other expressions, their single barrels may vary. I find these to be pretty consistent. And I know that when I had this for the first time in Washington, D.C. and Jack Rose, I thought this was just off the charts. So just purely on that, I may give the edge to the rye. I mean, just because it is just so darn good. But, I mean, this is just, let's just do this one more time. Let's start with the bourbon Tennessee whiskey and the rye. I'll call this one just, this is going to be a shocker, but I'm going to give it to the rye. Phenomenal. We'll give the edge to the rye, but I mean, this is just, if you can find any of these, you are lucky. For me to have two of them, I just feel like the bourbon and whiskey gods have been shining on me recently, and the stars are all aligned, because I've gotten these. I got the Colonel E.H. Taylor, I got Eagle Rare. This will just never happen again, so I'm going to enjoy this. But either one of these, if I had to pick a winner, I mean, I may go with the rye, which is unbelievable, but these are just truly two heavyweights. Cheers, take care, thanks for watching.